Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Universally Speaking, where this week, as always, we will have a look at a few of the key moments that shaped another chaotic week in Universe Mode. And also, in this episode, we have a very special full-length match from the Mae Young Classic qualifiers that was filmed at a WWE live event during the week when Peyton Royce faces veteran Mickie James. But for now, let's have a look at the week that was. We're going to kick it off this week with Monday Night Raw and the extremely volatile situation brewing between Shane McMahon and Rusev. We saw Rusev rebel against the man who he fought alongside for so very long while he was the WWE Champion. But once he lost the title to Kevin Owens and Owens was subsequently traded to SmackDown, Shane McMahon went cold on the Bulgarian. McMahon then set the Beast of Belfast onto Rusev to attempt to rid Raw of the Bulgarian brute, but it appears to have backfired as Rusev fought back and laid out Dane and sent a direct message to Shane McMahon, who could only watch on in disbelief. It certainly looks as though Shane McMahon has his hands full with his former ally, and we'll see how it plays out over the next few weeks. Also on the Red Brand this week, we saw the Chad Gable Pro Wrestling Seminar. Gable was in usual annoying form and was attempting to teach the masses the ins and outs of the art of professional wrestling, and he humiliated and forced Cole Quinn out of the ring before turning his fury towards the audience in an attempt to find another victim. When out of that very audience came Johnny Wrestling. That's right, Johnny Gargano made his triumphant return to Raw after he was forced off the show and forced to relinquish his championship that now sits on the waist of Chad Gable. Gargano hunted down and got the jump on the Elite One, sending a message to Gable that he indeed wants that title back. Chad Gable looked like he'd seen a ghost, and Gargano looks in the best shape of his life, and this is heading for a massive collision. We now also have some breaking news regarding the whereabouts of Apollo Crews. As a lot of you pointed out, Apollo was not on the show on Monday night, and there was a reason why. Apollo Crews allegedly flew to Aberdeen, Washington, the hometown of Daniel Bryan, to conduct a survey. The only information we have on the survey conducted is that Crews himself will be revealing the results live on Monday Night Raw this week. Who knows what the self-proclaimed Elite One has in mind. Over on SmackDown Live this week, we got one of the most brutal and vicious main events in recent memory when John Cena took on Hideo Itami. Itami has established himself as the cleanest and most dangerous striker in the business and showed that in spades again. But this match was massive for John Cena. Cena had his back against the wall for months and months and moved to SmackDown Live from Raw for a fresh start. Cena, as always, knew the gravity of the situation and was there to defend his turf. Cena was bloodied up by Itami but had to power through, scoring 2 AAs on Itami, but most importantly, he avoided the deadly GTS. Cena did his homework on Itami and knew his game inside out. Itami fell short eventually to a man with over 15 years experience and multiple world championships and loses nothing within the loss. But there is absolutely no way you could convince Itami that he didn't lose anything. This match was so important to both men, and I am betting that Hideo Itami will want another crack at the face that runs the place. Also on SmackDown Live, we saw the return of the Blackheart. Tommaso Ciampa came out to the ring after Braun Strowman was scheduled to compete in a match this week, but yet again was confronted by Chris Jericho. Jericho talked trash to the wrong person, however, and was swiftly taken out by the monster amongst men. Strowman left the ring and walked up the ramp, but he stopped at the end of the ramp, and who did he see? Tommaso Ciampa, waiting in the darkness. Ciampa advanced towards Jericho, but in an interesting turn, decided not to attack. Instead, Ciampa surveyed the damage and left. What is going through the sick mind of the Blackheart? Well, I guess only he really knows. We now turn our attention to the Mae Young Classic. And I just want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, that Socially Speaking, we'll be taking a short break over the next couple of weeks while we televise these matches for you. And make sure you are still leaving your comments for future shows, as it will be returning very soon. But for now, we're going to head over to Peyton Royce versus Mickie James that was recorded earlier in the week at a WWE live event. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mae Young Classic action. One of these two women will qualify for the Final 8 here in Chicago, Illinois at this WWE live event. And this is a very special broadcast to bring you all the action wherever it happens in the Mae Young Classic. And that could be it. Spearing her out of her boots. Mickie James is in trouble. Peyton Royce, perfect cover, can't put her away. Oh, hot start to this match. These two women, one a veteran and one trying to forge her own career here in the WWE. Irish whip reversal from Mickie James and a back elbow. Beautiful. Goes to the second rope now. Mickie James wants Peyton Royce to her feet. Hot crowd here in Chicago, as always, as she dives off. Perfect drop kick from the second rope on the button. And Mickie James, she's an experienced veteran. She won't be overawed by this opportunity that she's been afforded to try and qualify for the Final 8. Of course, we know the Final 8 women will then head to a special location, purpose-built special location, to fight it out for the right to call themselves the Undisputed Women's Champion. Here's a quick cover here from Mickie James. She may have her here. That combination of offense, the drop kick, and then into a Hurricane Rana. Mickie James throwing that kick. I know that she's got plenty of those kicks in the bank as Peyton Royce just fights her off and then a crossbody. Wonderful offense from Peyton Royce. Who you got so far? The winner of this match joins Ruby Riott and Ember Moon. Of course, we've got an announcement after this on Universally Speaking, where we will announce the next 5 matches that are coming up this week. That's right, 5 Mae Young Classic matches to round out the Final 8 coming up. And oh, it's looking as though it's going to be Peyton Royce, because that headbutt has knocked out Mickie James cold, but she gets her foot on the rope. Veteran ring awareness from Mickie James. She's been a women's champion before. She's trying to keep up with the younger generation here. And oh my God, she's having a really, really tough time of it. As Peyton Royce with those duo of kicks and then a face buster plants down Mickie James into the cover again. 1, 2, referee, perfect position, and Mickie James is struggling here. Really genuinely struggling against the quickness of Peyton Royce, the hunger of the Australian. I spoke to Peyton backstage. She said that she is doing this for her best friend Emma, who was taken out by Nikki Cross, who caused all of this. And we know the backstory there. I've been advised by Stephanie McMahon to not talk about Nikki Cross, but it's really hard not to in the context of this situation, because it's literally why we are here. And now Mickie James, she's also here, and she's also in the high rent district of a wrestling ring. Look out! Massive drop kick from Mickie James, and that has stunned Peyton Royce, and she could be in some big trouble. Mickie James now, the running bulldog. Classic James. Now, what does she think? She's going to go up again. She was successful the first time. Oh no. She was not successful the second. It did not compute. And Peyton Royce, oh, what a DDT. Absolutely plants her down into the cover. 1, 2, and you can forget about it. No! Well, doesn't this display what it means to be part of the Mae Young Classic and to book your ticket to the Final 8? Peyton Royce, can't believe it. Nailed her with that DDT. But Mickie James continues on. And now Mickie James again, another bulldog. Is she cooking something up here, Mickie? Mickie James. Peyton Royce in trouble. Uh-oh. Oh no. Massive DDT. Plants her on the crown of her head. That's it. 1, 2. Hook of the leg. No. Peyton Royce kicks out. How much does this mean to these women? As Mickie James continues to fight on. Sends Peyton into the corner, and now Mickie James. Oh, what a knee. What a knee! And then the roundhouse right off the jaw. Bounced off the jaw. What a counter. What a combination. But the one combination that matters, she couldn't get. She couldn't get the 1, the 2, and the 3. This match goes on. Peyton Royce. Mickie James going to war. In Chicago. Fends her off again. And Peyton Royce, look out. Oh, suplex, holds on. We've seen this put multiple people away. The tribute to Eddie Guerrero. And could it be Viva La Raza for Peyton Royce? Is she in the final 8? She is. Amazing, amazing performance. And Peyton Royce dedicating everything that she does going forward to her fallen comrade Emma. And Peyton Royce now has the golden opportunity to maybe avenge her fallen friend. What a match, ladies and gentlemen, and what a performance from Peyton Royce. She joins Ruby Riott and Ember Moon in the final 8, and this week, as we just mentioned, we have 5 more qualifying matches that will round out the top 8. And it all starts this week on Monday Night Raw. It will be Mandy Rose versus Bianca Belair in a tussle for the ages, and also one hell of a match, Bayley versus the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane. And on SmackDown, it will be hostilities renewed when Carmella returns to face Sasha Banks, and also, in what could be the pick of the whole tournament so far, Charlotte Flair will take on Nia Jax. But that is not all. Right back here on Universally Speaking, the final of the qualifying matches will take place, and it's a massive one. Asuka makes her return to face Naomi. All that and so much more to come in the Mae Young Classic. Stay tuned to the channel, notifications on, so you don't miss the action. We also have 2 massive main events for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, starting with Raw, when Drew McIntyre takes on Aleister Black in a bitter grudge match, and it's no disqualification. Also on SmackDown Live, it will be Chris Jericho stepping up to the plate against the monster amongst men, Braun Strowman. All that and so much more to come, ladies and gentlemen. It has never been more important to have notifications on, as we are now going live on YouTube every single episode of Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. Also, keep in mind that you can sign up as a mid-card or above on Patreon and get exclusive early access to every single video. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, for MerceYT13, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.